Welcome to Standard Chartered Money Insights, a podcast series by Standard Chartered Bank that brings you market views and insights on the go.
Welcome to today's InvesTips podcast. Today, we're going to discuss the role of insurance when it comes to wealth protection, strategies for affluent clients, and recent trends we're seeing in the industry. Joining me is Gautam, Global Head of Bancassurance for Standard Chartered. Welcome, Gautam.
Thanks for having me, Steve. It's great to be here.
Okay, so Gautam, I think sometimes I'm guilty of jumping straight into the investment stage of the wealth planning journey. Now, obviously, I guess that's natural for me. I'm the Chief Investment Officer. But simplistically, I guess we know that the stages of wealth protection and accumulation should be firstly, eradicate debt. Second, build a small nest egg for emergencies. Third, look at our insurance needs and priorities, which is obviously what we're going to focus on today. And then start on the investment journey. So, as I say, we're going to focus on insurance today. So could you give me your perspective on the role of insurance in wealth protection?
Now, Steve, you're right. I guess it's just not you, but anybody who thinks about wealth or growing and preserving wealth, the first thing people talk about are the alternate avenues of investments or savings. But we kind of forget the fact that life is quite unpredictable, and it can be unpredictable challenges coming across our way. And insurance plays a very invisible but a very crucial role in maintaining our financials that we have built up over a period of time. These financials have a lot of emotional and at times a monetary, I would say, linkage to our thoughts for today, our needs for today. But more importantly, we have planned a lot for tomorrow. And insurance, we realize or we might not realize, is kind of a safety net. Let me give you a very simple example. Let's start with like an income in continuity, right? It looks like a very simple product, but just imagine, Steve, in today's unpredictable life that we all live, we have illness, disability, or maybe even unfortunate premature death. Insurance plans we have in the term cover critical illness and accidental disability insurance. What it ensures is that the income continues, even if for any unforeseen circumstances, the cash flow does not stop. This cash flow then helps to continue with your financial planning, and most importantly, ensures that your dreams of tomorrow are protected. The other thing, we spend so much of our money in going and buying the what we call the dream house, right? Or buy the car of our dreams, right? But at times we are okay to spend a couple of $1 million in buying a house, but we would hesitate or we might postpone the decision to buy a home content insurance. We buy a mortgage insurance because we don't get a loan without it. But have you ever realized that the content in the house has more emotional, I would say, linkage than the structure of the house? But we don't spend even a second to think about that. How can I protect that? And that's where your property and asset protection comes into place. And let's look at today's world, where everything is can be stolen. My identity can be stolen. My data can be stolen, and it can be stolen because everything is on a digital, I would say, signature, right? I call it an iPad, you call it an iPhone or a laptop or whatever. And we are kind of moving away from a physical transaction to everything online, right? What about cyber insurance? What about if something were to, you undergo an unfortunate cyber attack and your data kind of gets misplaced or gets lost? And if there is any financial impact because of that, insurance can play a role. These are elements and places where we kind of do not understand, but insurance has a very underlying invisible safety net, which we should always keep in the back of our mind, even if I'm planning my future for tomorrow through my financial savings.
So I guess the income continuity actually resonates very deeply with me, right? So I remember my father complaining month in, month out because he was paying out on this insurance policy, which was basically, if he became unable to work, and then of course, he had an illness which stopped him from working, and that basically saved their financial future, right? So my mum is still alive, thankfully, and living off the benefits of having that policy in place. So really, really resonates with me. Um, Maybe if we move on to sort of more affluent clients, can you give us a sense of what specific insurance solutions we might have in that space?
Yes, Steve. Absolutely. The affluent clients, I would say that their needs a bit more specialized and personalized. I would like to say or take that lens and optics. Let's start simple with a legacy planning insurance, right? Which basically is all about how do we ensure that we have a solution or a proposition which is designed to preserve and efficiently transfer the wealth. And there are policies like what we call the whole life insurance policies, which not only provides a death benefit to the beneficiaries, but also has a savings component, which allows the policyholder to, accumulate cash during the policy term while he's paying for the policy premium. And these are typically what we might call a bit of a insurance lingo about the universal life and whole life insurance plans. What it simply says that it can provide immediate cash value for your loved ones, offer an option of liquidity to your estate without kind of losing anything, having a protection against creditors, and ensuring that if any unfortunate event to happen, you have a financial payout, kind of giving you the safety net, which I'll keep using this word safety net because and that's where I believe the insurance has that invisible strength to come in. The other I would say is this whole international health insurance. Today, Steve, our affluent clients, or not, I would say everyone, travel has become a second nature, if I can say that, right? And it's not that we travel for work; we travel for leisure, we travel uh, for 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 many other things, right? And how many times do we really kind of think about the fact that when I'm traveling from a country A to a country B, and if something were to happen to me in country B, what about my health insurance? Because typically, our health insurance is the country of residence, and if we are traveling almost 30% of a time days in the year, imagine you getting caught in a place in an unknown country without insurance and a medical emergency, and you just don't know how much you would have to spend. And that is where this international health insurance plays such an important role because it does two things. One, it is what I call it is a borderless cover. It is beyond geographies. Second, an international health insurance coming from an international provider would ensure that you get the best health treatment. You're not compromised on that one. And last but not the least is that the claims is the least of your worries at that point of time. You don't have to think or call back home to ask for cash or even worry while you're getting admitted from where the cash is going to come. So, this is so much more critical, right? And of course, I briefly talked about the assets while we build our home and everything. Today we have expensive electronic stuff in our house. We have jewelry, we have fine art, and so on and so forth. Some of our affluent clients even have some very nice arts as an investment, right? But how many people really think about protecting those arts or those expensive assets in a house? And it's a fraction of a cost for what you have invested into buying them. I'm sure some of these arts which our affluent clients buy is almost like an investment for the future. Why don't you also invest in a fraction of a cost and get it insured too? So I would say these are some of the I would say insurance propositions, which are so can be so personalized to every affluent customers that it can be almost be tailor made for them.
Okay, so we've covered sort of wealth transfer and protecting sort of high value assets. Can you give us a sense of some of the key strategies used using insurance for financial planning to ensure stability and growth?
And Steve, if you would have asked this question to me maybe about 2 years or 3 years back, I would have straight away started off with a wealth accumulation or savings or other insurance plans. Today, and I take this very personally for myself also, and I keep telling all my near and dear ones is that think about your health and protection first. That is far most important. If you are healthy and you have a good plan which takes care of any unforeseen circumstances, you can accumulate, build, or rebuild the wealth. So for me, the first I would say is that look into your health and protection plan. Does it cover your evolving lifestyle? Does it cover your evolving, I would say, age and stage of living, or where you live also? And most importantly, what are the covers? In today's world that we live, critical illnesses have become a part of our lifestyle, which used to be one off, has become, I don't want to give some stats, at times it can be a little scary, but that's the truth of life also. A cancer in one in every, supposedly every third person would be having cancer in the next by 2028. So but how many people really have that as a coverage? They take a simple health insurance cover, right? So if we spend so much of a time in looking at a financial portfolio of how the markets are going up and down, why can't we spend 10 minutes to look into our health insurance portfolio also, or the product, to say that, am I adequately covered? Is my family adequately covered for any unforeseen circumstances, for a long term cover also? So that is something which I would want to start with today, right? Then definitely I would say that the wealth accumulation, we have some very interesting, I would say, products and propositions, something known as endowment policies. We have investment linked policies, and these policies serve dual purposes, right? They not only give you a life cover, but also they save and invest for the future goals. So it's like two in one that you can get by one investment. For example, endowment policies, they give you a guaranteed sum assured. And obviously, since they are invested over a period of time, you also get some bonus on the back of the investment that the insurance companies make, which makes it a very safe option for long term savings. They can be used for your child education or other significant expenses that you have thought might be coming in the next 5, 10, 15 years. You can plan your future expenses by start saving today itself. Investment linked plans have become quite popular also. This is something which allows the customers to kind of invest in various funds and kind of take advantage of the market also, but basis their risk appetite. That's important. They need to be aware about the risk appetite, and also the markets can be as what they can be at any given point of time. But again, these provide a possibility of higher returns, and at the same time, as I keep telling us, that they provide the life coverage also. In today's world, as I guess, with the advancement of medical and quality of medicines and everything, we are all living much more longer now. A lifespan has become longer, right? I think we live, or we have more time on our hand after retirement than before retirement. So how do you ensure that you have a pot of money which keeps coming to you after you retire? And annuity plans from the insurance companies kind of serve in very well, because what they do is that they either give you a lump sum, or they keep paying you regularly during the retirement years, and that can come in as almost like a pseudo income to you if you have planned in well and you have started saving on the timely manner. And of course, we spoke about a legacy insurance solution for the high net worth customers, typically on the universal life or the whole life policies.
Okay, yeah, I guess when we talk about investments, I always say people should plan to live to 100, right? So we know that life expectancies in a lot of countries is over 80, but there's tail risks on both sides, and so planning for 100 is something I think we should all do. Hopefully, we get there, but if we don't, at least you've covered yourself. Okay, we're running out of time a little bit, so maybe just change tack a little bit and sort of talk about key trends that you're seeing in the industry. Obviously, you've been working in this industry for a long time. So what are you seeing that's out there that's going to impact the industry going forward?
Yeah, absolutely. Steve, in the insurance industry, earlier it used to be very a boring industry, or even somebody, if you would have seen an insurance agent or somebody coming to you, typically you run the opposite side, right? You try to avoid having the conversation because it's like somebody taking away money year on year, but with nothing happening. But today, what's happening with the evolution of tech and the IA coming across, there is this increased demand, or the awareness, if I can say, of looking into an ecosystem of products that are being offered to our clients. So let's take the example which I started earlier also, and I really believe a lot into it, the whole health piece. So what's happening is the insurance companies are not just giving you a health product, they're giving you a health and wellness ecosystem, which is extremely critical, because we are moving away, or what I say, moving away from from a cycle or a phase of a mediclaim being paid to a preventive, I would say, care, which means that you are, or the clients are more investing themselves into how they can take care of their mind body, so that there's minimal, I would say, impact on their health, or they can kind of be more aware of what's happening. So preventive care is becoming far much more critical than mediclaim itself, and hence the health and wellness insurance is becoming quite I would say, interlinked with each other. The other, what we are seeing is definitely the growth of insurtech, which is obviously challenging the existing insurance company, which is very good because it's making personalized insurance products. You can get a product what you need. I get what I need. It is not what the insurance company is giving it for 10,000 customers. It's but every customer getting what they need. It's personalized. It's earmarked for Steve yourself or to myself. And definitely, insurance is not just for the affluent. It is even for, I would say, people who are coming in from the lower income. It's very critical for the government to look into, and hence the micro insurance has become extremely popular, and becoming very critical, and the government is spending a lot of their, I would say, government policies on promoting it, and even the insurance company sees a value in kind of investing into micro insurance.
Okay, thanks, Gautam, for sharing your insights. It's clear that insurance is not just about mitigating risks, but also about ensuring financial stability and also peace of mind. Thanks, listener, for joining us today. I hope you found the discussion interesting and insightful. If you'd like to find out more about the insurance world and options that you have, please go to the link in the podcast description. And in the meantime, please take care, and I will speak to you again soon.
Thank you for listening to Standard Chartered Money Insights, a podcast series by Standard Chartered Bank. For more details, visit Market Views on the Go on our website or click the link in the description.